From the CBS Bay Area studios, this is KPIX 5 News.
Welcome back to KPIX 5 this morning. The time now is 6:29. I'm Emily Turner.
Good morning. I'm Devin Fehely.
Police are investigating two shootings. The first happened at the Brentwood In-N-Out Burger on Lone Tree Way shortly after midnight yesterday. Police say gunfire struck two teens who were rushed to the hospital. The suspect's vehicle is described as a silver 2017 or newer Honda Accord. And investigators believe this was not a random act, but no word yet on a suspect's description. And then just 2 hours later, shots rang out in the South Bay. Police found a man with a gunshot wound near William and 10th Street in San Jose. He died at the hospital. This is the city's 30th homicide so far this year. The victim is yet to be identified and no word yet on a motive or any arrests.
Firefighters remain on the scene of a vegetation fire in South Santa Clara County. It began on a ridge yesterday afternoon within Santa Teresa County Park, just south of San Jose. The fire burned about 4 acres before crews were able to stop the flames. There are no reports of injuries and no buildings were ever threatened.
Well, a man suspected of setting fires at an East Bay school has been arrested. Police say Jason Allen of Pleasant Hill lit a total of 8 fires between Thursday and yesterday morning. It all happened at Pleasant Hill Elementary on Oak Park Boulevard. Investigators say several school structures as well as a residential fence bordering the campus were damaged. Now, if you live near this school and you might have surveillance video from a doorbell or any of those things, please call police. They want to hear from you and see your video.
New leads and evidence have reopened a cold case in Concord. These sketches were recently released by Concord police. The 4 men pictured here are believed to have been in the area where a man was shot to death 4 years ago. 20-year-old Eric Cruz died on September 12th. 2015. He was shot in the courtyard of the Pine Meadows apartments near Monument Boulevard. No arrests have been made since then. Concord police are asking anyone that recognizes those men in the sketches to give them a call. Witnesses can remain anonymous. The San Rafael Rock Quarry is applying for a 20-year permit extension with Marin County. The quarry has been in operation for decades, mining material for construction projects. Now, during a guided tour, neighbors explored the bottom of the quarry pit 300 feet below sea level. They also talked about the quarry's future. The owners say that when they applied for a 10-year permit in 2010, they expected to stop mining in 2024, but then demand for construction materials fell.
So our production levels have been lower over the last couple of years. So we're requesting more time to be able to remove those reserves that were there when we received that operating permit.
As for the giant pit, quarry workers are going to keep chipping away at the northwest wall. And in about 30 years from now, one last explosion will let the San Francisco Bay come rushing in to form a new marina. In a stunning rescue in the marina, police say that a white car underwater rolled down a boat ramp yesterday. The driver was trapped inside, struggling to hold his head above water. They were able to cut the top of the vehicle, open the driver's door far enough to get the man out. He was rushed to the hospital. There is no word on his condition. San Francisco's oldest African-American-owned bar is closing its doors. Sam Jordan's Bar and Grill has been in business in the Bayview area since 1959, and it received landmark status from San Francisco in 2013. The owners listed the building for sale in May, but decided to stay open following a public outcry. But they now say that the financial hardship is just too difficult. Sam Jordan's will host a last call block party on Saturday, November 2nd from noon to 5 p.m.
Changes are on the way to LAX Airport. Now, starting Tuesday of next week, passengers will no longer be able to get their cabs or their ride-hailing services on the lower level right there at the airport. Instead, they're going to have to board these bright green shuttle buses, and then the shuttles will bring passengers to a lot that's near the airport entrance where taxis and ride-hailing vehicles will be waiting for them. The changes are part of plans to add automated public transit to the airport by 2023.
It's going to get far worse in the next year to 2 years as we start closing down more and more of the lower level curb front lanes.
The new shuttles are designed to help ease congestion. They'll be scheduled for cycles of 3 to 5 minutes.
Also in Southern California, the National Park Service hopes crammed parking lots and hour-long waits will soon be a thing of the past at Joshua Tree. A spike in tourism has prompted new upgrades to ease crowds. Attendance has nearly doubled in the past 5 years. So the Park Service plans to build new visitor centers and more entry and exit lanes and automated pay stations. The park in San Bernardino and Riverside counties is known for its trees with the namesake Joshua clusters of spikes.
A groundbreaking sea explorer has just returned to the Bay Area after a year-long journey. Randall Reeves of Oakland successfully circumnavigated both the American and Antarctic continents while sailing by himself on a 45-foot boat. It's something nobody's ever done before, and this was his second attempt.
Part of the fun and part of the challenge is that you've got to be able to sail the boat, you've got to be able to cook and do your own cooking and cleaning, you've got to make sure you know when it's safe to sleep. I only sleep in 90-minute cycles. Drop into the sea.
Well, before he arrived in Sausalito, Reeves traveled across all of the world's oceans and sailed a total of 40,000 miles. Susie Loftus was sworn in yesterday as interim district attorney in San Francisco. Her predecessor decided to leave the job before the end of his term.
And Parliament has decided to delay the decision on Prime Minister Boris Johnson's latest plan to get Britain out of the European Union.
Forecast, we've got some changes ahead. Boy, this is the last day where our highs will be in the 70s. We'll be popping into the 80s starting tomorrow and warming up significantly by midweek. And in fact, it's also the possibility of fire danger Wednesday night into Thursday morning with that offshore flow changing as a high pressure system starts to build in. Our temperatures are going to be warm. Take a look at that. We'll be in the upper 70s along the coast. I feel like that only really happens a few days. It's going to be perfect beach weather, but we got to make sure we're careful because of the fire threats.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us.